What's up, guys? Welcome to A Reseller's Life. My name is Chris. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I want to give you guys a 3-step plan to double your sales. Very straightforward. So the most common goal I get is I want to earn $1,000 per week, and that would replace my full-time income, or it would give me an additional full-time income so I can retire early. Those are the two main reasons that people are trying to earn an extra $1,000 per week. Now, how do we break that down into the amount of work that you need to do in order to succeed? Well, I'm going to simplify it for you guys and give you guys an idea of what it looks like building different levels. So let's say you, step one, pick your goal. $500 a month, $1,000 a month, $2,000, $4,000. Let's go with $1,000 a month first. First goal. Second step to reach that goal is develop a habit that equals that goal. Like, I'm going to give you a very basic rule of listing 3 items a day, every day, all month. Most people are able to list 3 items in an hour. That's pretty straightforward. Give yourself another hour to find 3 items, or if you're very slow and you can only find 1 item per hour, then let's say 3 hours to find the item and then 1 hour to list the item. That's 4 hours to earn $1,000 per month. That's pretty low, but again, you could do this just from home. This is looking online. You're looking for one $10 profit item an hour from home. If you had an internet connection, you could make that happen, and that's only 4 hours of your day. So if you wanted to earn $2K a month, and that's sort of the lowest end of getting by, I think on $2,000 a month gross profit, you could live with your parents or something, really just get by. That's okay. That's really 8 hours and buying 6 items online. That's it. Your habit would be you spend 6 hours shopping for 6 items and you take 2 hours to list it. That's very doable. Most people are able to do that as long as you learn how to source stuff online slowly. You can definitely do that. If I were to challenge you and say, could you find a $10 profit item in 1 hour of looking for stuff online? Could you pick one niche and get into it to the point where you could find 1 per hour? Probably. Over time, you could learn that skill. I'm confident most people who have basic computer skills can do that. Okay, step 1, pick a goal. Step 2, develop a habit. So 3 listings a day, 6 listings a day. Let's say you want to do a full-time income. For me, my opinion, 13 to 20 listings per day. You don't want to be so stressed out that every single one of your items needs to sell for you to hit that income. So 12 or 13 items selling per day is $1,000 per week, which is $3,000 or $4,000 a month, which is sort of a rough income for people. The execution part is the hard part. So what you want to do is keep yourself accountable. The best way to do that is to find a friend or a family member or put something visible for you to see. I'm the type of person that does 13 to 20 listings per day because I want to replace my income. That's very clear. It's going to help you execute. The more you can do to remind yourself of what you're trying to do, if you were to write down twice a day, I'm the type of person that does 13 to 20 listings a day, or even better, I list 13 to 20 items per day in the present tense. That's going to give you the right mentality to do it. Then you actually have to do it. The accountability part is sort of the super hack to make this work. Let's say you want to bring your significant other home, and in order to earn $4,000 per month net, let's say, for example, let's use Josh, Harry Tornado. Very cool guy. He reached out to me. Where he lives, with $4,000 pre-tax income, she can stay at home. That's pretty cool. Okay, that's a really low number for to be able to do that. I'm kind of jealous, actually. But he can just say to his wife, look, if I list 13 to 20 listings per day, we have the option of you not working. That's a pretty powerful incentive. And what he could do was make a little calendar, buy a calendar online, or you can use my Amazon link in the description below and help me out a little bit. Look at the supplies that I use. You could put that calendar on the shower and then every day write how many listings you do. In my opinion, you should put actually how much profit you list, because you could list 13 pencils and that doesn't matter, right? Or you could list 13 MacBooks and that's like a whole year's worth of profit if you make $1,000 each, right? So it depends on what you're listing. So I recommend listing $130 profit a day, not necessarily focusing on the number of items, but it doesn't matter. If you have a calendar and it's on the shower and every day both of you see it, so she sees that you didn't do what you said you were going to do 3-4 days in a row, that's not a good look on you. That's a poor, like the character of you is not good. I'm actually going to implement this because There's a lady in my group who mentioned that she did that and immediately her mentality changed because she wanted to make it so her husband didn't have to work. And in order to do that, she needed something like 40 listings a day because she lived in a more expensive area. So for her, 40 listings a day is a little bit more challenging because she needs a little bit of staff. She needs a little bit of help with sourcing. It's more complicated. Okay, so depending on where you live, for me, it's $15 profit items per day, 5 days a week. That's my minimum number. That's a habit that I have. So right now I'm trying to keep my habits simple. Drink a gallon of water a day, list $15 profit items a day minimum. And the rest of my time I work on replenishable items. So that's me. My name is Chris. I drink a gallon of water a day. I list $15 profit items a day or more. And I work on replenishable items with the rest of my time. I'm also a husband. That's pretty much it. Just trying to keep it simple, making it more straightforward. I'm going to give you guys a few of the distractions that are going to prevent you from reaching this goal. Number one is going to be debt or too much overhead. If you have too much overhead, it's going to be really hard to concentrate, meaning if you have 4, 5, 6 grand in bills that you have to pay each month, that's going to make it really hard to focus on building a business. I recommend that you live as lean as possible. This has helped me a ton. Really thinking about every single dollar I spend, reducing it down to the bare minimum. I think it's right around $3,400 is the net for myself and my wife, including the mortgage. It's pretty low. Okay, so that's helping us stay pretty focused because we earn more than that, comfortably more than that. So we don't have to think about that too much. Number 2 is negative relationships. Below that is actually regular relationships. Relationships are a drain, but bad ones in particular really throw you off. If you dislike your boss, that's going to really drain you. I don't believe in the have a job that you hate, go home, and then work from 6 p.m. to 2 in the morning. That doesn't really work. If you hate your job, when you get home, you're going to want a cheeseburger and a beer. You're not going to be focused. You have to figure out a work environment that's not draining mentally, even if you earn a little bit less money, because you need to be in a positive state in order to make it work. You need positive people around you. Picking a job that pays less, but being around people who are positive is really important if you want to use the time outside of work. From my experience, the people who party the hardest are just the people who hate their job the most. Me, after I get to choose my own schedule, I don't feel the need to go blow off steam because I'm not as stressed out. So number 3 is going to be negative thinking. Negative thinking is going to come from comparing yourself to other people. Mainly, that's the main reason, or just filling your brain with content that doesn't matter. So I think it's really important to keep your mind as fresh as possible. This is the hack that I want to give you guys. I think it's going to be really powerful. I listen to rain. I also listen to a fan. Those are the 2 things I listen to. And I'm trying to get a sprint going. I don't have this habit yet, so I haven't vocalized it, but I'm trying to get the habit of 2 or 3 sprint sessions a day of about 90 minutes, where I'm just listening to neutral sound and focusing on a singular task to try to move forward. And everything that's not related to your goal is pretty much a distraction. Even if you're listening to somebody really positive, it's a distraction from what you're trying to do. So I'm trying to put in a little bit of a neutral thing. That way I can think of, okay, I'm going to put on my headphones and then work for these 3 sessions a day. That way I'm not confining myself to just doing the task, because sometimes that can feel really lonely, especially if you don't like, let's say, listing. You don't like listing, but you're okay with doing a 90-minute listing session, listening to something neutral or instrumental music. Or sometimes I find that listening to heavy metal or something really heavy works too, depending on what kind of mood that I'm in. Maybe you need to really amp yourself up to do it. So whatever you can do to keep yourself focused. Stay off of social media if you need to be productive. Also, I just think in general, it's usually pretty negative because you get rewarded with being more salacious and more conflicts. And the algorithm basically rewards that. That's why I recommend try to keep a low key, make social media, but don't necessarily consume it. And I know this is going to be really hard, but I want you guys to do this. Your follower count and the likes, if you are basing your posts off of that, you're going to naturally post stuff that's more negative. So I have accepted that my channel is going to be a lot smaller because I'm going to try to avoid that the best I can. I mean, obviously, I'm guilty too of wanting to get those views, but again, it's not necessary. because in the end, you can always have more likes, you can always have more whatever, but you're sacrificing a bit of your integrity when you do that. So I'm doing my best to just try to be as useful as I can, and totally understanding that that's not going to make me the most money. So I'm totally cool with that. You should be cool with that too. If you enjoy this type of content, like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next episode. Take care.